The silence has finally been broken, after months of hushed prayers, anxious waiting, and a world holding its collective breath. A message has emerged from the sacred corridors of spiritual revelation that changes everything. Today, November 26, 2025, marks the beginning of a countdown that history will likely record as the turning point of the human soul. We are exactly 9 days away from an event that promises to reshape the very fabric of our consciousness. This is not speculation. This is not a rumor born of fear. It is a divine appointment. Father Pero Jabisic, the priest chosen decades ago to announce the secrets of Medjugorje, has spoken with an urgency that is completely without precedent. Witnesses describe his voice as trembling, not with fear, but with the weight of an unshakable conviction. His words are echoing to the halls of the faithful, like thunder rolling in before a cleansing rain. The date has been revealed, and it carries a significance that transcends our ordinary understanding of time. December 5th, 2025. It stands before us not merely as another square on the calendar, but as a threshold between the world we have known and the world that is to come. For those who have been following the signs, the gravity of this moment is undeniable. Through her chosen messengers, the Virgin Mary has been preparing humanity for a spiritual awakening unlike anything witnessed in documented history. The whispers from heaven have become clear proclamations. As it is written in the Gospel of Matthew, "Watch ye therefore, because you know not the day nor the hour." Matthew 25, verse 13. For years we did not know, but now the hour approaches. As a small thank you for joining us today during this critical time, we want to offer a moment of shared blessing. Comment with the word faith below if you're open to receiving a special final thought dedicated to everyone participating. And please press like if you appreciate these moments of connection. This event, set for December 5th, is being described not as a catastrophe, but as a correction. It is illumination of conscience. Reports are flooding in from prayer groups across the United States and beyond, from small rural chapels to grand cathedrals. The faithful are speaking of dreams that feel more vivid than waking life, visions of light piercing the darkness, and a grace so powerful it leaves witnesses forever changed. These are not isolated incidents. They are the first tremors of a global shift. But what exactly happens when the veil between heaven and earth becomes thin? While the date is set, the phenomena leading up to it are already baffling the scientific world. Stay with us, because as our story unfolds, we will uncover a series of unexplainable events recorded by scientists and skeptics alike that suggest the physical world is already reacting to the spiritual arrival. The evidence is no longer merely spiritual. It is becoming undeniably physical. In the last few weeks, scientific instruments across the globe have begun to record anomalies that defy conventional explanation. Seismic monitoring stations are reporting rhythmic patterns in the Earth's magnetic field that do not correspond to any known natural phenomenon. Atmospheric readings show energetic signatures pulsing with what looks like intentional design rather than random fluctuation. Even the most hardened skeptics in the scientific community are whispering in private that something unprecedented is accumulating in the unseen dimensions of our reality. Father Pero Jabisic has revealed that this coming event, set for December 5th, will not discriminate. It cares nothing for your bank account, your political affiliation, or even your current religious standing. It will touch the believer and the atheist alike, the young and the old. Every person walking this earth is about to experience what the mystics call the illumination of conscience. Imagine, for a moment, a pause in the ticking of the clock. In a moment suspended outside of normal time, every individual will see their own soul exactly as God sees it. The masks we wear for society will fall away. As it is written in the Gospel of Luke, "For there is not anything secret that shall not be made manifest, nor hidden, that shall not be known and come abroad." Luke 8, verse 17. Every thought, every quiet act of kindness, and every hidden sin will be revealed in the light of eternal truth. The implications are staggering. Picture billions of people simultaneously confronted with the reality of their spiritual condition. For those living in grace, this will be a moment of indescribable joy, a confirmation that their small act of love echoed through eternity. But for those trapped in the shadows of unrepentant mistakes, the weight of truth will be heavy. Yet, Father Petter insists this is not a punishment. It is a supreme act of mercy. It is not the end of the world, but the beginning of a new chapter in salvation history. It is a correction designed to save us from ourselves. We are not facing destruction, but purification. The goal is to crumble the structures of society built on deception and materialism to make way for a community founded on truth. But as the day approaches, the human reaction has been immediate and overwhelming. While the scientists are baffled, the faithful are already taking action. In the next chapter, we will take you inside the churches and homes where a quiet, intense preparation has already begun, and reveal the specific 3 days prophecy that is guiding them. The prophecy that is mobilizing the faithful centers on a specific, intense period. 3 sacred days. According to the visionaries who have dedicated their lives to receiving these celestial communications, we are approaching a 72-hour window where the veil between heaven and earth will become so thin that it effectively vanishes. During this time, every human soul will experience a personal encounter with divine truth. It is a moment of total exposure, but also a profound opportunity. Religious leaders across the United States and the world have begun preparing their congregations for what many are calling the greatest supernatural intervention since the resurrection of Christ. The response has been immediate. Prayer vigils are multiplying daily, filling sanctuaries with a murmur of intercession. Perhaps most tellingly, lines of confession are stretching around city blocks, as souls feel an unexplained, magnetic urgency to purify their hearts before the appointed hour strikes. The Virgin Mary, through her chosen instruments, has provided a specific spiritual survival kit for these final days of preparation. She asks for complete trust in divine mercy and a total abandonment to God's will, but she also points to tangible weapons for the spiritual battle. The Rosary is described as a primary shield against spiritual attack. The Eucharist is the fortress of protection, and consecration to her maternal care is the safest path through the coming storm. This preparation is not just about personal safety, it is about collective healing. The promise attached to these 3 days is that those who respond to grace offer will enter a period of spiritual renewal that will restore harmony to the world. As it is written in 2 Chronicles, "If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land." 2 Chronicles 7 verse 14 KJV. We are being told that communities will heal, families long broken by discord will reunite, and nations will turn from war to cooperation. However, the warning remains. The choice is ours. To reject this unprecedented light is to risk an irreversible hardening of the heart. But this phenomenon isn't waiting for December 5th to begin. In the next chapter, we will share the shocking, verified testimonies of a renowned physicist in Turin and a wealthy banker in Milan who have already been struck by this mysterious light. The phenomenon is already breaking through the barrier of skepticism, touching hearts in the most unexpected places. Just yesterday morning in Turin, a renowned physicist, a man who had spent decades publicly dismissing religious phenomena as superstition, found himself weeping uncontrollably over his morning coffee. He describes a sudden, overwhelming realization that scientific knowledge, without divine wisdom, leads only to emptiness. His colleagues report that he set aside his research to spend hours in prayer, speaking of visions that reveal the intricate connection of all creation under God's providence. Similarly, in the financial capital of Milan, a high-level banking executive claims she has been woken up precisely at 3 a.m. every night for the last week. Each time, she heard a distinct interior voice calling her to abandon the pursuit of wealth and dedicate her remaining years to the poor. Her transformation has been total. She has already begun liquidating her investment portfolio to fund homeless shelters, radiating a peace that has left her co-workers stunned. If this message resonates deep within you and you feel moved to affirm your faith right now, simply type Amen in the comments below. But God is not only speaking to the powerful, He is speaking to the pure. As St. Paul wrote, "But the foolish things of the world hath God chosen, that He may confound the wise." 1 Corinthians 1 verse 27 DRB. In Naples, a group of 7-year-old school children spontaneously began reciting the rosary during recess, claiming they could see beautiful angels surrounding their school. When questioned by teachers, they spoke with wisdom far beyond their years, describing souls being prepared for the day Jesus shows everyone their hearts. Father Petter reveals that these are not random occurrences, but a synchronized global event. In Sao Paulo, hundreds of factory workers reported sharing the exact same dream on the same night. A vision of standing before a throne of light, where their lives were reviewed with perfect love and infinite justice. From medical students in Lagos seeing visions of spiritual healing, to street children in Manila conversing with saints, the evidence is overwhelming. These are orchestrated preparations for what is coming. But as the spiritual infrastructure of the world strengthens, the enemy is launching a counterattack. In the next chapter, we will reveal the shocking 300% surge in seminary enrollments and the unexplained spike in anxiety and family discord trying to stop it. The spiritual infrastructure of the world is currently operating under maximum load. As the date approaches, the church is witnessing an explosion of vocations that hasn't been seen in centuries. Seminary enrollment has surged by a staggering 300% in just the last month. Young men are dropping their careers and responding to an urgent, interior call to serve during humanity's most critical hour. This isn't just happening in the seminaries. Monasteries and convents are reporting unprecedented interest from individuals seeking intensive spiritual preparation. Mother Superior described candidates arriving at their doors with detailed knowledge of religious life, despite never having considered vocation before. These souls speak of dreams where they have already witnessed the world after December 5th, a world of believers living in a harmony that surpasses all earthly understanding. But where there is great light, the shadows deepen. The enemy of human nature is not surrendering quietly. Mental health facilities are reporting unexplained spikes in anxiety disorders among those who refuse to acknowledge the spiritual significance of these times. Depression is attacking even the strongest personalities who attempt to dismiss these celestial warnings with purely rational explanations. The battleground has moved into the living room. Families are experiencing unprecedented discord. It is a friction caused by the clash of two realities, those embracing the call to spiritual preparation and those mocking it as superstition. As St. Paul wrote to the Ephesians, "For our wrestling is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of the world of this darkness." Ephesians 6 verse 12 DRB. Yet, for every attack of darkness, the light responds with greater intensity. Miraculous healings are multiplying daily in churches where the Blessed Sacrament is exposed. We are receiving reports of cancer patients experiencing complete remission after receiving communion with extraordinary faith. Paralyzed individuals are walking again after consecrating themselves to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Blind eyes are opening, not just the physical world, but the spiritual realities previously hidden from human perception. But the miracles are not limited to human bodies. In the next chapter, we will reveal how the earth itself is reacting, from fruit trees blooming out of season to impossible auroras appearing in the sky. As the countdown to December 5th accelerates, the signs are no longer confined to the human heart. Creation itself is beginning to react. Meteorologists are struggling to explain weather patterns that seem to respond more to collective human prayer than to atmospheric pressure systems. We are seeing reports of aurora phenomena appearing in regions where such lights are scientifically impossible, painting the night skies with colors that witnesses describe as glimpses of celestial glory breaking through the veil. Even the earth is yielding a supernatural harvest. Agricultural experts are documenting crops producing yields that defy seasonal expectations, as if the earth itself is preparing to provide for humanity during the transition. Fruit trees are blooming out of season, bearing ripe fruit and blossom simultaneously, creating abundance where nature dictates there should be scarcity. As St. Paul wrote to the Romans, for the expectation of the creature waiteth for the revelation of the sons of God. Romans 8 verse 19 DRB. Creation is groaning, waiting for us to wake up. To join our community and never miss an inspiring story, consider clicking like and subscribing to the channel. Father Petter has clarified a crucial detail about the 3 days that many have misunderstood. He emphasizes that this period will not be defined by physical darkness, but rather by a spiritual light so intense that ordinary human consciousness cannot fully contain it. During these 72 hours, time itself will seem to bend to accommodate divine purposes. What normally requires a lifetime of spiritual growth will be accomplished in moments, as souls experience a direct, unfiltered encounter with eternal truth. The practical implications of this shift are staggering. Governments are quietly preparing contingency plans, privately acknowledging that existing social structures cannot withstand the transformation that will follow a universal spiritual awakening. Economic systems built on greed and exploitation are predicted to collapse, not because of a stock market crash, but because converted hearts will simply refuse to participate in structures that harm human dignity. Even the medical community is bracing for impact. Researchers studying the reports of mystics are trying to understand the physiological effects of sustained supernatural experience. The human nervous system, designed for ordinary reality, must somehow accommodate direct exposure to the divine presence. Preliminary research suggests that for those in a state of grace, this will be pure joy. But for those clinging to unrepentant sin, the revelation of truth may require intense spiritual and physical care. The world is changing and the timeline is set. But what must you do in these final days? In our final chapter, we will deliver the specific instructions for your home and family, including the 3 spiritual anchors Father Petter says you need before the clock runs out. The time for speculation has ended. The time for specific action has begun. As the final days tick away, Father Petter has released detailed instructions on how the faithful should physically and spiritually prepare their homes for the events of December 5th. These are not abstract theological concepts, but concrete steps to create a fortress of grace. Here are the specific preparations, what we might call the 3 spiritual anchors, that families are being urged to implement immediately. First, consecrate your home. Father Petter reveals that homes should be blessed with holy water and explicitly consecrated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary. The spiritual seal marks the home as a sanctuary. Second, prepare the light. We are instructed to have blessed candles ready to be lit continuously during the 3 days of illumination. While the light of truth will be spiritual, these physical candles serve as protection against the forces of darkness that will rage against this outpouring of divine mercy. Third, maintain family unity. Families are asked to remain physically united from December 5th through December 7th. You are called to support one another as the veil lifts. Children will likely see angels with startling clarity, while the elderly may need comfort as they witness the review of their lives. The church hierarchy is also mobilizing. The Vatican has issued unprecedented guidelines to dioceses worldwide, establishing emergency protocols for confessors who may face an overwhelming influx of penitents seeking reconciliation. The countdown has accelerated with supernatural momentum. We are now just days away from humanity's appointment with eternal truth. As we stand on this precipice, the choice before every soul is stark and final. We have 9 days to choose conversion over stubbornness, forgiveness over resentment, and light over darkness. As Joshua declared to the tribe of Israel, choose this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24 verse 15, RSVCE. The revelation of Father Petter stands as the final call. The mercy of heaven has extended its last invitation. The signs are multiplying. The warnings are echoing, and the moment of transformation is at hand. The choice remains yours. As we conclude this urgent report, we invite you to make that choice public and bold. Comment "Jesus is King" below to affirm this truth with us. And your journey doesn't have to stop here. Click on the video appearing on your screen now for another powerful message we prepared for you.